either Facebook or onto the Iron Zen Yoga YouTube page. And you can pull it up. I have it all listed underneath of community chair yoga classes. So for instance, we have today, and then next Wednesday we're back here again, and then we have one Wednesday in May. And then we're going to have a period of time that we're not together. So those classes that are on the YouTube channel are there for you to access when you're at home so that you can continue your practice on the weeks that we're not here. If you're having all week, and I mean all week, and you need an extra class, you can pull that up and you can watch and participate from home as well. And I appreciate it if you like the page, subscribe, whatever. You'll get notifications when I upload a new video. I think that's everything. I've been with middle schoolers this morning, so I am wasu. I'm ready to be here. They have way more energy than I am used to. That's all I'll say. Hope you all are doing well today. At least the sun is shining. It's not as warm as I had hoped it would be. But it's coming, right? Anybody done any work in their gardens yet? A little bit? Yeah. I planted onions this week, so I'm excited about that. Got all the dandelions pulled back out. My grandson last summer asked me, he's like, "Grandma, are you growing dandelions?" Yes, buddy. Grandma's growing dandelions this year. You can eat them, so why not? I can grow them. All right, give me 1 second, you guys. Sorry, I'm a little disorganized. I came straight from there to here and grabbed a snack on the way. All right, this one looks good. All right, so let's get started then. So we're going to start by finding first your comfortable seat. And when I say comfortable seat, I want you to make sure that you're sitting up in your chair and not cozy, comfy, reclined in your chair. We want to really think about our posture in chair yoga. Shoulders are stacked over top of our hips. We're lifting through the crown of our head, our chin parallel to the ground. If you take a peek at your legs, you want to make sure that the knees are ahead of the hips and the toes are straight ahead. Hands can rest on your lap. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, I'll have you close your eyes. If you'd rather not, just gaze towards the tip of the nose and let the vision go a little bit fuzzy here. And we're going to begin by just simply noticing the breath without change. Noticing our body becoming a witness of what is happening here in this moment. And as you take this time to notice, I really want you to try to do this without judgment. And what I mean by not judging is, man, I wish that, I don't know. I wish I were taller, I wish I were smaller, I wish that my feet were shorter, whatever. We're just taking that time to just simply be grateful and notice this current body that we have. This body that enabled us to make our way here today, whether it's here physically or with us virtually. However you arrive today, I want you to find gratitude for this body in this moment. And then let's begin to find a bit of a fuller and deeper breath. Gently seal the lips. Breathe in through your nose. Fill your belly. And a soft exhale from the nose. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the nose. And let's try to elongate that exhale breath, making it just a bit longer than the inhale. Breathe in and breathe out. One more time, breath in. And this time, let's sigh it out. And now just relax the breath. Softening back into your natural pace. Noticing the steady rise and fall of the belly. Noticing now at this time our body. Noticing if we're holding tension in the jaw, across the forehead, through our shoulders or neck, upper back. our low back or hips. And if you're finding spaces of tension or tightness, can you imagine sending your breath into that space and allowing it to soften and release? Holding compassion for this body that you have. My silence sings. My emptiness is full. You cannot know my world until you are there. Have you ever had a moment where you were perfectly still, and yet it felt like everything inside of you was alive? That's the essence of today's quote. My silence sings. My emptiness is full. You cannot know my world until you are there. In our fast-paced world, silence can feel uncomfortable. And emptiness might seem like a void we need to fill. But yoga invites us to see things differently. It shows us that silence isn't the absence of sound. It's the presence of peace. And emptiness, it's not lack. It's spaciousness. A place where we can breathe, reflect, and return to ourselves. The last line of that quote, you cannot know my world until you are there, is a gentle reminder that deep inner understanding can't be rushed or explained. It must be experienced. We can't fully grasp the power of silence or the fullness of stillness until we choose to sit in it without distraction, without judgment. In our practice today, as we move and we breathe, I invite you to not only notice the pauses between poses and the spaces between your thoughts, but to also welcome them. These are not empty moments. They are invitations to reconnect with yourself, your breath, and a deeper wisdom that can only be found when we slow down and listen. Let your chin tuck towards your chest. Inhale, breath, lift the gaze, flutter the eyes, open. Feel that stretch along the front of the throat, down into the top of the chest. Exhale, breath, tuck your chin towards your chest. Feel that stretch along the back of the neck. Inhale, lift the gaze. Exhale, tuck the chin towards the chest. Inhale, breath, we lift the gaze. Exhale, breath, tuck the chin towards the chest. One more time. Inhale, lifting the gaze. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, bring your gaze straight ahead. And let's take a little peek over our left shoulder. Now remember, I always want you to do what feels best in your own body. So if something doesn't feel good, feel free to omit it, to change it, to make it suit your body. Take the gaze through center and over your right shoulder. Through center and over the left shoulder. And back through center and over the right shoulder. Inhale, breath, come through center, looking over left. And then back through center, over right. Inhale, breath, come back to center. Now let's do a little side to side. Let's bring our right ear towards our right shoulder. Now here, we can bring our right hand up and rest that on top of our head. Now, I don't want you to pull. I just want you to rest your little 2-pound hand on top of your head. And then maybe stretch your left fingertips down towards the ground and really feel that big stretch that happens. We have this big ropey muscle here. It's abbreviated the SEM. Excuse me. And we're finding that nice stretch here. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Release the hands. Just notice what you notice. Maybe you have a little bit more sensation on that left side of your neck right at this moment. Now, left ear, left shoulder. Left hand reaches up Takes a little rest on top of the head. And then maybe we stretch those right fingertips towards the ground. We breathe in. And we breathe out. Inhale, breath. And exhale, breath. And a gentle release back to center. Hands coming back to rest on the lap. And here we are. That moment of stillness, that pause to notice what we notice. Allow the hands to fall sides of body, palms facing front of the room. Gaze is straight ahead. We'll take that inhale breath, stretch the arms up and over the head. Maybe we lift the gaze. Exhale, float the hands back down. Maybe tuck the chin towards the chest. Inhale, we take that big stretch and reach. Exhale, hands float back down. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, draw the hands heart center. Inhale, breath, we reach high. Exhale, breath to fold at the waist. Bring your forearms to your knees and just that little lean forward. Now remember, as we move through this today, I'm going to offer some variations. If this feels best in your body, take this. If you are a glaucoma patient, I want you to stick right here and keep your gaze straight ahead. If your ophthalmologist would be mad that you're looking at the floor, don't be looking at the floor. I don't want them calling me. Inhale, breath, lift your right knee. Any available amount. Exhale, let that right knee settle back down. I got to scooch forward. I don't know why I forget to do that, but I always do. Inhale, left knee lifts. Exhale, relax that down. Hands to your knees, cobra. Inhale, pull your heart forward. Lift your gaze, lift your heart, lift your tailbone. Exhale, settle back, mountain pose. Shoulders relax over hips, hands rest sides of body. Inhale to reach extended mountain. Exhale, draw your hands to heart center. All right, let's build on a bit. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, we fold. And remember, you have that option to come forearms to knees or that bigger, fuller reach towards the toes if that feels good in your body. Inhale, right knee lifts any available amount. Exhale, relax. Inhale, left knee lifts any available amount. Exhale, relax, hands to knees, cobra, pull the heart through, lift the gaze, lift the heart, lift the tailbone. Exhale, mountain, hands rest sides of body. Inhale, extended mountain, big reach. Exhale, Samasthiti, draw your hands to heart center. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, we fold, picking your choice of fold. Inhale, right knee lifts any available amount. Exhale, relax. Remember, we want to keep those shoulders over hips. Inhale, left knee lifts. Exhale, relax. Cobra, hands to knees. Inhale, pull the heart forward, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. Exhale, mountain, shoulders over hips. Inhale, extended mountain, we reach. Exhale, hands to hearts. Building on. Inhale, we reach. Exhale to fold. Take your choice. Inhale, right knee lifts or your warrior. Arms lift and leg lifts if you prefer. Exhale, relax. Please remember, I want you to take what suits your practice. Inhale, left side. Exhale, relax. Hands to knees, cobra. Inhale, pull the heart forward, lift the gaze. Exhale, mountain, shoulders over hips. Inhale to reach Urdhva Hastasana, extended mountain. Exhale, Samasthiti, hands to heart center. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, big reach. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, right side, knee or warrior, yogi's choice. Exhale, relax. And remember, your right side may be different than your left. Maybe your left side prefers a knee. Or maybe it prefers a lift. What do you prefer? Hands to knees. I'm going to start not doing that with y'all, so you have to pick. Cobra, pull through. Heart lifts. Gaze lift. Tailbone lifts. Exhale, mountain. Shoulders stack over hips. Inhale, reach. Exhale, Samasthiti, hands to heart center. Last time through. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, big reach. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, right side of body, knee to chest or warrior. Exhale, relax. Inhale, left side, knee to chest or warrior. Exhale, hands down to knees, cobra, heart pulls through. Bhujangasana, if you'd like the Sanskrit name. Back to mountain, Tadasana. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, big reach. Exhale, hands to heart. And here we pause, thumbs resting at the sternum, the eyes closing or gaze softening. Feel what it's like to be fully here, with no need to change a single thing. In this moment of stillness, this moment of quiet, can you allow yourself to recognize peace? Inhale, stretch the arms wide as if you're trying to touch the right side of the room and the left side of the room. Spread your fingers wide, give them a little wiggle. Good. Make a fist. Now bring those fists in like you're Tarzan of the jungle, bringing the knuckles together. Inhale, open. Me, Tarzan. You, Jane. Bring your fists together. Inhale, open. I don't know where that came from. Exhale, bring those fists together. Yesterday I kept saying forearms together here. Inhale, open. Exhale, together. Good. One more. Inhale, open. Exhale, together. Good. Let's bring that down. Elbows sides of the body, palms facing the ceiling. Take an inhale and an exhale. Inhale, keeping your elbows tight, draw your thumbs to the back of the body. Exhale, draw it back in. Now, as you do this, can you drop your awareness between your shoulder blades? Inhale, and imagine you're pinching a straw or a pencil between the shoulder blades. Exhale, bring the hands back forward. And there we feel that widening between the shoulder blades. Inhale, open. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, open, last one. Exhale, back to center. Good. Just allow the hands to rest on the lap. Take a moment. I just want to give you those extra moments of pause today so that you can really observe those moments between our movement. Inhale, breath, stretch the arms wide. Okay, I feel like it's been a minute, so let's do a little rotator cuff. So with this, we're going to start, and it doesn't matter if they go opposite of one another or together, but we're just going to rotate the palms so that we're turning the hands forward and back, and we're really focusing on moving the humerus bone in the shoulder joint. And we're moving to whatever amount in range of motion that you have available in your body. Let's go ahead and pause. Ooh. Let's do some shoulder rolls. Shrug your shoulders up towards your ears and down your back. Really try to shrug them up really high, like you're trying to wear your shoulders as earrings. You know, when you were a teenager and you're like, ugh, that little... Anybody's parent ever tell them if they rolled their eyes they were going to stay like that? Hi, Mom. Mom told me she watches sometimes, so. Let's switch directions. Shrug up towards the ears and then forward. I think sometimes it was a defiance thing, right? We just want to see if they'd really get stuck. All right, let's make some fists. Squeeze your fists really hard. And then open the fingers and give them a little wiggle. And then squeeze and make a fist. Open and give them a wiggle. And squeeze. And wiggle. Okay, Now we're going to do a little grip strength test. Your left hand, bring your pinky finger and your thumb together. Okay, now your right hand, I want you to bring your thumb and your index finger together, and I want you to lock them together. Now, strength test. So we have thumb and pinky, thumb and index finger, and we're locking them together. Okay, now I want you to pull them apart. And notice what happens. Okay, the one with the pinky finger, most likely, unless you're a left-handed gal, probably you were able to slip. The pinky finger side was the one that gave way, right? Did you notice that? Okay, so let's just do it again. Whew. Okay, now let's switch. So now we'll go left hand, thumb, index finger. And then on your right hand, we're going to go thumb and pinky finger. And we're going to lock them together. How awkward does that feel? Feels very awkward. Okay. Thumb and index. We're going to go do rocker feet while we do this. Okay. Then we're going to lock them together. And we're going to do the pull. Oh, hello. This side feels like I can hold the pinky finger and the thumb together on my right side. Okay. What an interesting little nugget. I don't remember which book I got this from, but I did check out another book. Thank you to the Libby app. Do y'all use the Libby app through the library to borrow books? So I borrowed another chair yoga book. I'm really excited to dive in, but I was falling asleep the other night as I got into it, so I didn't get past the foreword, and I didn't read last night. So, okay, let's come back and let's do some seated cat-cow. Bringing your hands to your knees. Now, if we think cat-cow, actually I was just telling my little middle school kids this morning, and somebody in the group had mentioned this, that on Disney, the cow is Clarabelle Cow. And Clarabelle Cow is a very old cow. She's lived a fantastic life, but her belly and her spine sags towards the ground. So, and that's what we're looking for in cow pose. So in cow pose, we want our spine and our belly to pull forward. So kind of similar in the same way as cobra pose. So we pull our shoulders back, our heart lifts or our belly draws forward, and our tailbone lifts. And then cat pose, on the exhale, we think Halloween cat. We round the spine, hug the belly in, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. I always think of the Halloween cat that has the hair standing up on his back. And then come back through to cow, thinking Clarabelle. Pull the belly forward, the gaze lifts, the tailbone lifts. Exhale breath, we tuck and round Halloween cats. Inhale breath through to cow. Exhale breath to cat. Inhale breath, we pull through for cow. Exhale breath to cat. Inhale breath, cow. Exhale breath, cat. Now, let's come back to neutral. Stack your shoulders over top of your hips and let your hands rest at your knees. We're going to take some body circles. Y'all remember like the, I think it was a cartoon character that wore a barrel, had the straps over his shoulders, and he was inside of a barrel. I forget what cartoon that was. But we're going to imagine we're wearing a barrel, okay? What I want you to do is think about scraping your body on the inside of the barrel. So kind of like a little belly dancer in your chair. So, I know. But we put this all together. So we think cow, and then we take our spine towards the right side, and then we think cat towards the back, and then over, spine pops out on the left side, and then through to center. Now you could also just think hula hoop. And I know this seems silly, but this keeps spinal mobility. And it took me a really long time to be able to get the hang of this. And y'all are like kicking butt. I'm seeing it. Nice. All right. And then let's switch directions. So we'll come back center. Now go to the left, counterclockwise, towards the back and over to the right, to the front, to the side, the back, the side, the front. It's kind of like rocker feet. It just takes a minute to kind of figure it all out. You're kind of rolling around on your butt cheeks a little bit too. Left butt cheek, both butt cheeks, side, bottom of the butt cheek, over to the left again. Good. All right, come back to center. All right, let's move into a nice big sunflower stretch here. Sending the feet out into our goddess pose. Our toes are pointed out. Maybe, what do we got today? 1 o'clock and 11 o'clock maybe. Or maybe we got 2 o'clock and 10 o'clock, depending upon what feels good in your body today. Let's take an inhale breath. Reach the arms high overhead. Now remember, if you are a glaucoma patient, you're not going to go quite as deep, and you're going to keep your gaze ahead. On the exhale, we're going to sweep the hands down, gather up a big armful of flowers, and then throw them out into the world. Reach the fingertips high. Beautiful. Take it down on the inhale. Exhale breath, toss those flowers. Inhale breath, reach it down. Exhale breath, throw it. When my grandson gets married, I want to be the little flower woman. Inhale. Exhale, throw the flower petals. I hope he'll let me be the flower Grammy. That'll be so cool. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale breath, reach it down. Exhale breath, throw. Good. Bring the hands back down. Anybody else want to be a flower Grammy? Because that would be so fun. He's really little. I don't have it's not happening anytime soon. All right, feet straight ahead. So anybody follow the Iron Zen page, the Facebook page? I posted a video yesterday on a seated thread the needle. So I want to share that with you today. We did it yesterday as well. I thought it felt really great. So I just kind of want to walk you through that today, and then you'll have that reference. If you like it, you could go back and check that out again. So we're going to take a lean forward. So just like if you were an action figure and you were folding the doll at the waist. Bring your left arm, actually both hands here, at your knees, and then we're going to reach our right arm out to the side of the body. And then we're going to thread that right hand across our lap. Now you can stop so that your forearm rests on both legs. Or if you feel like you have the space, you could take your right elbow all the way over to your left thigh. Okay? Good. And then we're going to reach our left hand out to the side. Now, options here. You could bring that left hand and just let it rest at your waist. And then you can peek over your left shoulder. If you feel like you have a little bit more space, you could slide your left hand to the small of your back so that your hand rests here. And then we're still going to take our gaze towards our left shoulder, or maybe even a little bit further, looking towards the back of the room. Good job, you guys. Take a breath in and a breath out. One more. Breathe in and breathe out, and release back to center. Coming back to your mountain pose, shoulders stacking over the hips. Good. All right, let's do other side. Left hand reaches out. I forgot the lean. We'll lean forward. Thread that left hand through, either crossing both thighs or left elbow coming all the way over to the right thigh. Reach your right hand out to the side, and then yogi's choice, either hand to the hip or turn the palm away and tuck your hand to the small of your back. Gaze over your right shoulder. Take a breath in and a breath out. So we're stretching the front of the shoulder, and then also adding in this nice little spinal stretch. Take a breath in and a breath out. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, softly come back to center. Good. Let's do that one more time so that it feels a little smoother. Let's take that lean forward. Right arm reaches out. Exhale, thread it under. Left arm reaches out on the inhale. And on the exhale, we turn that palm away and either tuck the hand to the waist or to the small of the back, and we look over the shoulder. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, breath. Exhale. Inhale, softly return to mountain pose. Good. Right. We'll take the lean forward, hinge at the hips. Extend your left arm, big inhale. Exhale, breath, thread it through. Inhale, breath, right arm sweeps off to the side. On the exhale, turn the palm away, hand to waist or hand to the small of the back. Peek over your right shoulder. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, breath. Exhale, breath, return back to center. Good. All right, let's do a little work into our hips and our low body now. Left leg is going to stay straight ahead of the body. So as if the legs are on railroad tracks, we have the hip, the knee, the toes, all in one straight line. Step your right leg out, side of body. Now before we start to move here, I want you to really take a moment and notice knees and toes right to the sky. And then we're going to start and do our little tip. Tipping in and out, in and out. So what we're doing here is we're working the femur bone and the hip joint. If this feels a little like, ooh, a little creaky, a little cracky, you're like, oh my gosh, does it feel a little rusty? This is a way that we can send a signal to our brain that the body needs a fresh supply of synovial fluid into the joint. Synovial fluid is like the oil for our body. And when we have a joint that we haven't moved often, if you've ever been in a boot, a cast, if you've had an injury that you've really babied something for a few days and then you try to move it and you're like, oh, that just doesn't feel very good. The synovial fluid's gotten kind of thick and sticky in there. So we need to move it so we can send that signal to the brain to say, hello, I need some fresh stuff over here. So this is a way that we can signal the body that we need kind of an oil change for the body, if you will. Okay, let's pause. Bring the toes and the knees to point straight ahead again. Right hand's gonna rest right above the knee. Let's take that left hand. Take an inhale breath, reach it high. And on the exhale breath, just to lean to your right. And we can keep the heart and the rib cage lifted, not necessarily turning towards the foot, just a nice side body stretch here. Breathe into the left side of your rib cage. And let that breath go. Inhale, breath, soften and lift. Exhale, breath, take that lean one more time. Inhaling. And exhale. Good. Inhale, come back to center. All right, let's switch that out. Bring your right leg in. Actually, let's take this into a pigeon pose real quick. So right foot, if you have had a hip replacement, you're going to need to do variation here most likely. Honor your body and know that this may not look like your neighbor, and that is a-okay because we are not trying to imitate our neighbors here. Level 1, right ankle crosses left. Okay. If you feel that you have space within your body and you can bring your right ankle to rest across your left knee, you can come here. Okay, I want you to do what feels best in your body though. Again, if you've had a hip replacement, you're most likely going to want and need to stay here. And I'm going to demo here and then I'll come back to the other. We're going to place one hand at the ankle, one hand above the knee, more at the right thigh. Okay. So again, I want you to imagine your body as an action figure, meaning you're a Barbie doll. You have hip, waist, and arm movement. That's all the movement you have. So we're moving here. Your little trunk of body is going to go boop. Lean your heart towards your shin. Good. Now, if you are here, same thing. We have a hand above at the inner thigh. We're gently rolling that thigh open. Left hand's resting at left knee. And same thing. Hinge forward. Good. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Inhale, breath. And the exhale breath. Good. One more. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. Let's go ahead and come back and uncross. Good. All right. All right. Right leg on your railroad track. Hip, knee, toes straight ahead. Left leg out to the side. Knees and toes straight ahead. All right. Shoulders are stacked over the hips. We're seated nice and tall. And then we start to find our rotation of the femur bone and the hip joint. Definitely feel free to wiggle around in your chair where you need to be. I don't know why today that feels super uncomfortable. You know, it's kind of interesting to me, as many classes as I teach through the week. I taught this yesterday, felt fine in my body. Today it feels a little crappy, doesn't feel great today. And that's just the way our bodies work, right? One day we wake up, everything's perfectly A-okay. The next day we wake up and everything hurts and we did nothing different, right? The weather, whatever, just the way our body works. But this type of practice can help us definitely feel better in our body. I have a handful of you, I think, that have been with me long enough that you probably could say that feeling maybe a little bit better in your body having been coming to practice with me. Yeah. Appreciate those nods of yes. And if it's a no, you're coming from a personality, I guess. All right, let's pause here. Knees and toes straight to sky. Left hand's resting right above the left knee. That right leg, we're still on that nice railroad track. At right arm. Inhale, breath, reach it high. Exhale, breath in, lean to the left. We're inviting lots of space into that right side of the rib cage. A full breath in, maybe we lift a little. And we exhale and we lean. Sometimes it feels better to add a little bit of movement to these stretches, so feel free to move at your own breath. So maybe those inhales allow you to lift, and those exhales allow you to fold and stretch. Good. Let's come back to center. Okay, let's make our way into our choice of pigeon toes. So again, same thing here. If you've only had your right hip replaced and not your left hip, maybe this is available to you on left side. If you've had both hips replaced, maybe you're still hanging out here, or if maybe you're on the cusp of that hip replacement and bringing the knee up doesn't feel good, you're going to choose whatever variation feels best in your body. So we're crossing left ankle over right. This would be number 1. If we have the space, we're going to bring left ankle up and cross right above that right knee. Left hand is going to be at the thigh, kind of just below the knee. We don't really want to press on the knee, but at the thigh. And then our right hand resting at the ankle. We take that breath in, sit tall. Imagine our little action figure body hinge at the hip. Good. And then if we're here, same thing. We're kind of externally rolling that left inner thigh. Right leg's nice straight. Inhale and fold. Good. Breath in. Good. Breath out. I love that you're moving with your breath. Another inhale. And exhale. Good. Inhale. Come back up nice and tall. Uncross. All right. Heel lifts. We lift, lift, lift. Nice and repetitive. Nice and mindful. Anybody catching themselves at home doing this when they're watching TV or sitting at the dining room table eating dinner and you're doing your little, yep.
I wish my brain would remember.
You wish your brain would remember? That's what Post-it notes are for, Carrie.
That's what, I have them all over the place.
Samesies. I feel like I'm a Post-it note queen, a to-do list queen. I looked at my to-do list today and it said middle school plan, chair class plan. Guess what had not been X'd off? Both of them. And I was like, doing those today. Cross them off. Although I did kind of plan a little bit last night. I made a new playlist for the kids. I was hopeful it was like current. It seems to be okay, so far so good. I put a little Taylor Swift on there. And if you don't know who Benson Boone is, he has a song called, I think it's Beautiful World, maybe. The kids, the last group I had, so sorry, they weren't very cooperative. But they were all singing. So I did catch their attention with the song at least. All right, let's go toes. Boop. Lift the toes, lift the toes, lift the toes. If you have your shoes off, can you spread your toes in your little sockies? Toe mobility is so important. Those of you that have neuropathy, you know this. All right. Who's ready? What's next? Did I hear a no? We're going to get you there. Rocker feet. Toes down on one foot, toes up on the other foot. And if you have to look, you look at them. You're like, come on, we're doing this today. And then we're going to switch them. Bloop. And then switch. And switch. And switch. And switch. Can we whistle while we walk? Well, I think it's funny because I talk with my hands. And my hands are going to do it too. Give me some drumsticks and I'd be like on the beat. Okay, you're going to hate me more. Purple shirt with your pink flamingo, you're going to hate me more. Oh no, she says, you're doing it. Look at you, you got it. Yes! You've been saying for weeks you can't do this. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. That's okay. We're creating mind-body connection when we do that. I'm seeing lots of rocking feet, and they are looking good, y'all. Yes. This was just one of those silly things my brain decided I thought we should do. Okay, pause. Okay, we ready? She's still, what's your name? Marilyn. I swear, by the end of the year, I will know you all. Another Marilyn? Yay. Any other Marilyns in the room? All right, all right. All right, so next up, we're going to do some Charleston. Toes out, heels out. Toes out, heels out. Heels in, toes in, heels in, toes in, heels in, toes. Toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels. Heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels. Hard, hands added in.
Oh my God.
Now come on, y'all. I wore a flapper dress a time or two and did a little Charleston. I know darn well that at least 4 of you in this room have worn a flapper dress. Halloween at least once, because you know you want to wear that sequin dress. So badly wanted to wear it. That should be my Halloween costume this year again. We should do a dance class, Sharon. A little Charleston dance class. Yes. Yesterday?
We did it yesterday.
Doggone it, I missed it. Where was I? Yesterday was Tuesday. I was probably at home, like doing laundry.
Monday at the senior center.
Okay. I need to remember this so I can show up for some dance classes.
You need to get their newsletter.
Oh, yeah. Am I old enough to get the newsletter?
No. But
Okay.
they would probably hand
Can you forward it to me?
They would probably hand you one. I'm sure let them come in.
March. I'm not that far off. How old do you have to be? 55? Is it 55?
It's
55. Yeah, I'm not that far off. All right.
Oh, please.
I'm not.
I thought you were like 42.
Oh, God love you.
You have a grandson though, so I'm not asking anymore.
I'll be 49.
Oh. It's just
I'm
a
not far
baby.
I know, I'm just halfway done. I'm only half baked. Not fully baked. I really hope so. I mean, I'm with you all, right? Like every day is a gift at this point. Right? Absolutely. All right, let's bring those feet to settle. We're going to come to stand. When we come to stand, we're going to take 4 baby steps in spot. Anybody remember why we do this? Blood pressure. Because when we have been seated for a while, in our older population, most commonly when we fall, it is from standing or from when we go to sit to stand. Our blood pressure has this little whoop moment when we stand up. If we take 4 steps in place, it gives our body enough time to regulate our blood pressure and prepare us to then move. So that's why I added this in. It may seem silly right now because you maybe have never experienced that woozy feeling when you've stood up, but this is just a good little habit to get in the practice of so that we don't have to worry about me getting a phone call saying, Marilyn, any one of you, is not making it today because she has fallen when she stood up from her chair. So we just want to make sure that you're feeling good all the time. So as we're ready, feet are nice and flat on the floor. We're going to use our hands or not use our hands if we don't need them. However you need to get up, we're going to get up. Take a big inhale. Exhale, breath stand. Take 4 little marches in place. Good stuff. And now let's find our mountain pose. Toes are straight ahead, right underneath of our knees, under our hips, as if we're standing on nice little narrow railroad tracks. Your hands are resting softly at the sides of your body. palms are slightly turned forward. Your chin is parallel to the ground. So you're not looking up and you're not looking down. You're looking straight ahead. So probably about at my knees. All right, inhale, breath. Let's take a big reach of the arms up and over the head. Exhale, let the hands float back down to your mountain pose. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Take that big reach. This time we're taking Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale. Come down as if you're going to take a seat. Now we're not really sitting, and I need you to keep your gaze sort of straight ahead. This is as if you had a plate full of food at Thanksgiving dinner and you went to take a seat and somebody stole your seat and you had to stop. We do not want your face in your mashed potatoes. We want them up. No noodles stuck to your nose today. Inhale, rise. Exhale, back to mountain. All right, couple more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Now I want you to notice, where do you feel the most weight in your feet? Are you noticing it in your heels, in your toes? Do you feel pretty even in the bottom of your feet? Is your booty starting to feel a little warm?
Yes.
Inhale, rise. Exhale, mountain. I'm trying to come up with fun stories. Sharon had gave me a story a couple weeks ago. Inhale, rise. Exhale, chair pose. Breath in. And breath out. All right, so this is one of those moments where we're going to find a bit of spaciousness, a bit of stillness. We're going to call upon the peace that we've been cultivating so that we can hang out here, noticing our muscles firing up. Inhale, rise. Exhale, mountain. I think we have one more. We have one more. We have one more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, chair pose. Now, yesterday I offered this as an invitation. I was surprised someone took it. If you would like to make this a little bit more challenging in your body, you could reach your arms this way. You could bring them flat to the ground. Or you could leave them right here. Take a big reach. Exhale down. Nice work, folks. Let's come to stand behind our chair. All right, we're going to do our kitchen sink stretch today. And in your kitchen sink stretch, what we're looking for is a nice long back body stretch. So our hands are going to rest at the back of the chair, and we're just going to start to walk our feet back. Again, glaucoma patients, you're going to keep your gaze straight ahead instead of looking to the floor. Walk, walk, walk your feet all the way back. And what we're looking for is to create this really long line from your hands to your shoulders to your sits bones. Our toes are on those railroad tracks. So legs are straight ahead, knees are straight ahead, soft bend to the knees, create that long line through the body. Good. I'm going to hop down and take a little walk around. Ooh, almost slipped. Jeez. I'm good. Man, y'all are killing it today. Good work, good work. Yes, that's it. Y'all are looking fantastic. Good job today. Take one more breath here. Breathe in through your nose. And breathe out through your mouth. Inhale, breath, start to walk yourself back to the chair. Coming back up nice and tall. Now we are going to do our calf stretch in a little bit different way today. We'll change this angle so those people at home can see my feet. Okay, so since we're using the chair today, instead of taking that big step back like we usually do, we're going to bring our foot to rest at the leg of the chair. So right foot, right leg of your chair. Now y'all are on carpet, so this should be pretty easy. The chair shouldn't be sliding. With me being up here on this, it's kind of a little slippy, so I'm not going to be putting a lot of force into it. But you're going to bring that ball of your foot onto the leg of the chair, and then you're going to lean forward. You should feel it in your calf muscle. Okay, perfect. So we're going to stay right here. Let's take a couple rounds of breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, breath, and exhale. In through the nose and out through your nose. Breathing in and breathe out. You could close your eyes here for a moment. Allow yourself to really notice the sensations that you're creating through this stretch. This is also one of those stretches that we really need to be doing every single day, stretching the calf muscle. It's kind of neglected oftentimes, and we don't tend to spend enough time stretching that part of the body. Okay, from here, let's release this. Now we're going to do the opposite. We're going to stretch the front of the ankle now. So I want you to really ground down good through your left leg. We're going to send that right leg behind the body, and we're going to press the top of your foot to the floor. And I want you to think about pressing squarely on the top of the foot. So neither to the big toe edge or to the pinky edge, but nice and square that we're pressing across the top of the foot. And this may feel incredibly uncomfortable if you're not used to doing this stretch. I will admit this one's kind of hard to do with shoes on, but just kind of try to do the best you can. Think about giving this a try when you get home and you get your shoes off. Now, roll towards your big toe edge. Oh, your body might give you even more feedback here. And then roll towards the pinky edge. A little different, right? All right, let's go ahead and flip that over. Give the leg a little shake. Happy dog. That's not a yoga pose. Okay. Left foot, we're going to bring it up, ball of the foot onto the leg of the chair, and then we're just going to lean forward, finding that stretch into the left calf muscle. Feel free to wiggle things around until you feel it. If you're not feeling this, you can always go back into that traditional stretch like we've done together in the past. Remember, it's your practice, not my practice. If it doesn't feel good or you're not feeling a sensation in this way, feel free to change it. Take a breath in and a breath out. Breathe in and breathe out. One more. Inhale and exhale. Go ahead and release that. Ground your right foot. Left foot comes behind the body. We press the top of the foot to the floor. And we're thinking squarely across the top of the foot, not so much weight into the big toe edge or the pinky edge, but squarely across the top of the foot. So again, this is stretching the opposite of what we just did. So this is all of those little joints and tendons and ligaments on the front of our foot that are often overlooked. So stretching here. Let's roll to the big toe edge. And then to the pinky edge. Now, if you're going to do this at home, you're probably going to want to spend a little bit more time here. You might not. Come back, shake your leg. Shake out your foot, wiggle your toes. Look, I'm wiggling my fingers too, because I'm like, I can't wiggle my toes without wiggling my fingers. All right, let's come back. One final chair pose, friends. Let's come back to stand in front of our chair. Hands resting sides of the body. Hips stacked above knees, knees above ankles, toes straight ahead. Our legs are resting on those narrow tracks. Hands turned gently to the front of body. Inhale, breath, we reach. Exhale, breath, Utkatasana, chair pose. We start to lower the seat, the hands pull to heart. Take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, breath. Exhale, breath, sit nice and slow. Grandma's favorite couch, don't mess it up. Oh, good work today, folks. It's so good to see you all again. It felt weird not to be here last week. So next week we'll be back here on the 23rd. Coincidentally, it's my daughter's birthday and the studio's anniversary, so I'll be here to celebrate with y'all. And then we'll be back, I can't remember what the date is in May, but that'll be our final one before our summer break. So I hope that you'll plan to attend those 2 sessions. Let's find our comfortable seats, finding the sits bones beneath the body, the knees ahead of the hips, the toes straight ahead, the hands resting at the lap. If you're comfortable closing down the eyes, we'll close the eyes. Let's take a full breath in through the nose and a complete breath out through the mouth. And in through the nose and out through the mouth. Allow the weight of your body to soften into the seat beneath you. Gently bring your awareness to your breath. There's no need to change it. Just notice it. Feel it flowing in and out. Soft, steady, constant. Imagine a stillness washing over you. A quiet so deep that you begin to hear the rhythm within it. Like the soft hum of a song only your soul can hear. This is your silence, and it sings. Let yourself be empty now, empty of effort, of judgment, of expectation. Allow yourself to be spacious. And in that emptiness, feel how full you truly are. Full of breath, full of life, full of presence. There's no need to rush this. You are already there in your world, in your silence, in your fullness. Allow yourself to stay here, resting in the space where silence becomes song and emptiness becomes everything. Let's bring our hands together at heart center, letting our thumbs come to rest at heart space, bowing our heads. And here we find a moment of gratitude for this practice. To you for making space in the day, and for this opportunity to come together in community and in collective energy. Let's take a full breath in through the nose, and an exhale with ease. May your life be free of struggles. May your heart be open. May your body be filled with joy and ease. May you share your gifts with the world. And may you know your truest self in this lifetime. Together we say, Namaste. Thank you guys so much for being here today. I so appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.